I spent my 17th birthday in a hospital for 3 days because of social anxiety. So I really know what I'm talking about when I say that social anxiety can be dealt with. It's easy to overcome social anxiety if you actually work on it. Me personally, I had social anxiety because I had such a difficult time making friends at school because I always felt like people are gonna judge me and shit. Growing up, especially when I was younger and shit, people would like bully me because of my skin color, calling me a terrorist and shit. And at the time, I didn't really understand it. I'm like 10 years old, 11 years old, and people are calling me a terrorist. And I'm like, how, bro? Like every like brown person I know is like a good person. But of course, like this is my perspective, like people of my color compared to like other people who might like not be as, educated on the subject. But I'm constantly being called names and shit, being picked on. And it didn't help that the friends I made in middle school, bro, like I they I'd play like this online Battlefield game because I couldn't afford to buy like a PC. I couldn't afford to get like a new console. So I played like this fake version of Battlefield on this like free website. And it's free, but you can still like pay and like level up and get like advanced, get more guns and shit. And so I paid my friends like $100, $200 to be able to buy some points for me so I can level up because I didn't have a credit card. I couldn't use my parents' credit card because they'd be like, yo, why are you trying to spend money on a free game, bro? So I asked them like, yo, can you buy me some funds, bro? Like I'm trying to be good at this game and shit, but like I don't have like the shit I need to be better. And they're like, yeah, 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 for sure, I got you, bro. I gave them the money, and bro left the school the next day, bro. Like he never came back, and I'm like, you for real, bro? Like you just finessed me out of $200. Like it takes me like 2 years to make $200 because like the only money I would get is from my parents on Eid and shit, and they gave me like $100, and so it took me like a year to get that much money, and I'd spent it all, and I never saw that money back. And so all these experiences led up to me building trust issues in life. Trust issues that I can't trust people because they're going to backstab me. I can't trust people because they're probably going to talk shit about me. And it made it really difficult for me to talk to people as like a normal person without like having these intrusive thoughts in my head. And so because of these experiences in my life that being bullied, being backstabbed and shit, I feel like I couldn't talk to people. So when I went to high school, other than like the 3 or 4 people that I've known like all my life who went to high school with me, other than those people, I didn't talk to people, bro. I was like I sat at the back of the class, like not paying attention, bro. Like daydreaming about Minecraft or some shit, daydreaming about Black Ops and shit. Because I would much rather be home playing video games rather than at school. And so that really like messed up my mental health because I couldn't study, I couldn't focus on school because I'm worried that if like the teacher calls on me and I have to like give the answer for the problem we're talking about, I would be like messing up my word because first off, I'm not even focused on what the teacher's talking about, so I have no idea what the question even is. And second off, I have to like give an answer in front of the whole class, and it's like if I mess up, the whole class is gonna be laughing at me and shit. And these like just overthinking the hell out of this like social situations and shit to the point where I got so fed up, bro. I said I don't want to be dealing with this anymore. I don't want anxiety in my life anymore, and the only way I thought I could cure it is by killing myself. I pussied out, bro. I didn't really like go through it, but I think a teacher overheard me saying it, and she sent me down to like the counselor's office and shit, and they're like, so I heard that you've been thinking about killing yourself and shit. And I was so fed up, bro. I just spilled my entire story to her, and I'm like, yeah, I'm so sick and feeling like that I'm worthless because I'm not able to talk to people like other people talk to each other and shit, and that I skip out on like school events because I feel like too embarrassed to be around people because they might like think less of me and shit. And so she called my parents and they forced me to go to the hospital, bro. And I spent like 3 days in the hospital. They took my phone away. They took everything away, bro. Like all I was me and the bed. And all I could do is just like stare at the ceiling and shit, lay down. They wouldn't even let me leave unless I had to go to the bathroom. And if I did go to the bathroom, they'd follow me around, bro, just to make sure I couldn't leave. And so I'm in this hospital bed and I can't do shit except think and stare at the wall. And I started to realize is social anxiety even that bad? As bad as I make it to be? And so I've spent a lot of time reflecting on it, meditating on it, journaling about like my desires in life. Why am I so scared talking to people? Why am I so scared to like interact with my fellow human beings? And I think I figured it out, bro. Like why and how to like fix this issue. What is social anxiety? Social anxiety is literally what the name is. You're literally anxious of social situation. Like, you know, so for everybody's different. Everybody has like a different version of social anxiety. I know some people who have social anxiety when they're out with strangers and shit, you know. They like that's what I used to have when I was a kid. It's like I couldn't talk to strangers, bro. Like I would have my sister order Starbucks for me. My sister's like 5 years younger than me, bro. Like and so like this 10-year-old's older. My sister will be like 12, 13 years old at the time ordering for like a grown-ass man at Starbucks because I can't talk to like the cashier and shit. Other people, they might have social anxiety talking to authority figures, you know. It's kind of hard to talk to somebody who has more power than you, more authority than you, and so that makes people kind of like anxious to talk to them because they don't want to like trip over boundaries and shit and like have like repercussions set in their ways. Other people, it might be public speaking, you know, getting on stage or like recording a video and like posting it on like Canvas and stuff for like everybody else to see. You know, those group discussions where you gotta write something for, I don't know, your like essay or something, like your classes in college. You have to write like a discussion post and you gotta reply to like two people. Some people can't do that, bro, because that's like kind of scary, talking to people, putting yourself out there. And so everybody has like a different version of their social anxiety. Because of that, you need to identify your own unique like triggers, bro. Like what is triggering your anxiety and shit? What is causing it? Is it public speaking? Is it talking to strangers? Is it authority figures? Is it like anything else, bro? It could be whatever. You need to identify it so you can fix the problem at its core. Now, why do you get social anxiety? Alright, I want to show y'all this chart real quick. Basically, like what causes your anxiety and whatever. This is like the flow chart, right? Right here is skill. This is basically like the level of your skill. Right here is the challenge, like how difficult the challenge is. And so if your skill is maxed out, bro, like if you're playing Call of Duty and you're like master prestige and shit, you have like all the camos and like if you're top of the leaderboard, you're whooping people's ass and shit. And like and you're playing against scrubs, people who like just bought the game for Christmas, and like so all these Christmas noobs, you're whooping their ass, bro. You're gonna feel so bored because your level of skill is too high for the challenge, and so you're always going to be ending up with boredom, bro. You're always gonna feel bored playing it because it's like, bro, this shit's too easy. Like you're too good for the game, and so that's where boredom comes. But when your skill is at zero, bro, like for me, bro, like my skill, I'm like so I'm terrible at basketball. Like I try playing basketball with my friends, and I'm awful, bro. My skill is down here, and the challenge is up here, bro. Like this is where anxiety comes from because your skill is too low and the challenge is too high, and you're trying to like overcome it, but you can't. And so like ends up making you feel anxious, and so that makes you feel anxious, bro. Like I was saying, I'm terrible at basketball. Every time I try playing like a pickup game with my friends, bro, I'm just standing around. I'm not even trying to go for the ball, bro, because like I'm so like scared that I'm gonna get the ball and I'm gonna fuck it up and I'm gonna like shoot an air ball or something. But that's where anxiety comes from. That's where boredom comes from. You want to be somewhere in between, bro, like where your skill matches the level of the difficulty of the challenge. That's where flow comes from. It's like a different topic, but flow state is basically like when you have no thoughts in your mind, like everything is just like smooth, bro. Like you're doing everything with ease, no thoughts in your mind, no distractions. You're not thinking about anything else. That's where flow comes from. That's where boredom comes from, and that's where anxiety comes from. Now, how do you start working towards fixing your social anxiety? So what you want to do is start small. You know, a lot of people, they get like overly you know, sometimes you might get like a burst motivation. You're like, yeah, you know what, fuck social anxiety, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna talk to 100 people today and I'm gonna make anxiety my bitch. Then they go out, they get rejected by one person, and then they come back home and they don't talk to anybody for 10 days. You don't want to do that, because if you do that, you're only going to hurt yourself more, because you need to start small. You need to make those like incremental gains, those tiny wins, so that you can stack those wins on top of each other and build proof that you don't have social anxiety. You're able to communicate like a normal human being. And to do that, you start small. You build confidence by talking to people. And you know, it might be difficult at first to talk to somebody your age, or like it talk to somebody who's going to your school. So I would say talk to somebody in your neighborhood when you go out for like a walk. Talk to like the elderly, talk to little kids, bro. Because like, let's be real, bro, old people want to talk to everybody because that's just their generation. That's how they were raised. Like, they talk to people. My generation doesn't talk to anybody, so it's kind of difficult. But you see like an old couple walking down the road, say hello to them, bro. Be like, hi, how are you, and shit. Just talk. They would love to talk to you, bro, for hours, I guarantee. Or even little kids, bro, because you know, little kids are gonna look up to you. And so when you're talking to them, you like dap them up and shit, like be good friends with like the neighbors kids. They're like, it's gonna be really like easy for you to communicate with them, because kids aren't gonna be judging you, bro. Kids are like more worried about themselves, if anything. They're not gonna be worried about other people's anxieties. So once you're able to talk to like an old person, once you're able to talk to a little child, that's when you can start increasing the difficulty, because like I said, your skill level is at 0 right now, so it's going to be really difficult for you to talk to people. So you need to start as small as possible. But once you're able to talk to these people, once you're able to talk to like the elderly, the little kids and shit, then your skill just went up a little bit, just went up 10 points. So now you can increase the difficulty by like 10 points as well. So now you can talk to people who are older kids, you know, instead of like 5-year-olds, now you can talk to 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds and shit. And you keep doing that, bro. You keep doing that while you're moving your skill up. Right, the more people you talk to, the more your skill is going to increase, and the more your skill increases, the increase you can add more to the challenge of the difficulty. So you can talk to people who are your age, you can talk to people who are have more authority to you, you can talk to girls and shit. Like, you wouldn't feel anxiety at all, because you have the skill to talk to people now. Because it's leveling up skills. It's just like leveling up in video games, bro, because you need to put in work to be able to unlock it. It's like, you know, the MP5 can be the best gun in the game only if you get like the right attachments to it, but the only way to get those attachments is by leveling the gun up. Like, you continue using it until you get those attachments, and now you're a beast because you have experience with the gun, you have experience with all the attachments, and you can whoop people's ass, bro. Like, that's basically like the closest analogy to this shit, bro. Like, the more you level up your social skills by talking to people, by talking to strangers, just saying hello to people, you level up your social skills. And another thing too, when you're talking to people, you want to be making eye contact with them, and you want to be able to smile at them, because, you know, if you're mean mugging people, like walking around with like a dirty look on your face, giving everybody a dirty look, do you think people want to talk to you? Like, you think you're looking at everybody as an enemy, thinking that, oh, this person probably gonna backstab me and shit, or they're probably gonna like think I'm weird for trying to talk to them. No. If you look at them and smile at them, you look at them in their eyes, wave at them, treat them as a normal human being, then they're actually going to be happy that you're talking to them. Because our generation is lonely. Our generation has no friends. Our generation doesn't make social connections. Because we've been groomed by the internet to be socially disabled, that we can't even talk to people and shit. Because you gotta realize, people want friends. People want social connections. And you smiling at them gives them a sense of belongingness, that they really do belong to this world, that they do have like people around them that they can look towards too. Don't just be like, oh, you know, they're gonna think I'm weird, trying to smile at them. Like, what kind of stranger smiles at people and shit? Like, that's so dumb, bro. Like, because you already are thinking that they're going to start talking shit about you. Because, so if you're thinking they're gonna talk shit, they're probably thinking the same thing, that you're gonna talk shit about them if you see them. And so if you're the first one to break that stigma and smile at them, they're gonna realize, wait, this dude's actually a nice guy. Why don't I actually smile back at him? But you need to be the one who takes charge. You can't let other people take charge. Because if you let other people take charge, you're never gonna work. It's never gonna work. And so every time you do this, every time you smile at somebody, say hello to them, reward yourself. And I don't mean like reward yourself and go out and buy drinks and shit. I mean like reward yourself and like actually talk good about yourself. Be like, huh, good job, Aman. Or like you can like give yourself a little bit of XP, like leveling up XP and shit, and turn it into a game, bro. Like every person you talk to, you get 1 XP, and every 100 XP you get is a level up. And maybe you can treat yourself to like something that you like to do. You could read like a book for an hour, or like you could take a day off from work or something. Like the better you get, like 1,000 XP, you get to take like a day off and like actually spend the day doing whatever you wanted to do. Turn it into a game, bro. Like it's gonna be really fun once it's turned into a game. Because there's also another thing about turning it into a game. Like let's say the very first person you talk to somehow ends up being a dick, bro, and this person's like, why are you smiling at me? Like it's just like hypothetically speaking, for now the probability of you getting like turned down by a stranger talking to them is 100%, because that's 1 out of 1. And so that reinforces your anxiety, thinking that people can't be talking to, people can't be trusted and shit. But you need to break your mind's perception of other people by continuously talking to them. So now once you've talked to 10 people, let's say every person after that first one had like a positive experience, you've had a positive experience with them. So now it's a 10% chance that you might meet a stranger with like bad energy and shit. Let's say bad energy. So okay, from 100% to 10% is not bad, right? How about 100? 99 people after that first one you have a good experience with them. Now you only have like a 1% chance of running into somebody who's going to like treat you like garbage, bro. 1%. And you keep doing it and you realize it goes down like 0.5%, 0.1%, 0.01%. And you realize that people aren't even so bad at all. Everybody's a good person until proven otherwise. You know, that's why you're innocent until proven guilty, because you can't automatically judge somebody by their demeanor, by the way they carry themselves. Like everybody has their flaws and insecurities, bro. Maybe you have like fucked up teeth, or maybe you have like a lazy eye and like your eye goes all the way to the left and shit. But you gotta embrace it, because when you embrace your authentic self, that's what attracts people to you. That's what makes people like you. People, they're not really going to notice, bro. If you have a lazy eye but you're smiling at them, making eye contact with them with your one eye, people aren't even gonna notice. They're actually gonna be like pretty like happy that you're talking to them. Be like, huh, this dude's actually pretty cool. You know, or you have like messed up teeth. Like people aren't like worried about the little details about your appearance. But I understand that's difficult to overcome it. And the best practice for that is to meditate. Meditate, do some journaling, journal about your insecurities. What am I afraid of? What is stopping me from being a better version of myself? Being able to communicate to people. Being able to be a human being. Just human beings talk to each other. And if you're not able to do that, you're not a human being. Realistically speaking. It helps you increase focus on what you're doing for a prolonged period of time, and it's really useful because it spills over onto other parts of your life, so that when you're out for a walk without your phone, without any distractions, it's just you walking in silence, you realize that a lot of people are AFK, bro. A lot of people are walking, they're either scrolling on their phones or they're not like completely present. And you can tell because you'll be talking to them and they'll like, their mind will be thinking about something else. And it's like really easy to tell. You saying hello to them might like consciously wake them up. And so meditating would help you like stop that. Stop like living AFK, being able to like be present in conversations, being present in the social situations stuff. Meditating helps you like clear out those anxious thoughts telling you that, oh, you know, I'm too like overweight, my skin's too brown, my hair's too curly, my fuck, bro, I stutter when I speak and shit. Like those like little like insecurities that you have, when you meditate you realize that it really doesn't matter. Just clear your head of all these thoughts understand that you have these flaws, that it's okay, and just let them go. And these negative thoughts, you can't just remove them from your mind. You need to replace them with something else. So when you replace a negative thought, you need to replace it with a new positive one, you know? Replace it with, I'm actually starting to become more social. I'm able to talk to people. I just talked to 10 new people today. Talk more force more positive thoughts into your head, bro. Whether it's like whether it is about like socializing, whether it is about, I just passed all my classes and shit. I'm like a beast, bro. And you'll find that the more positivity you force into your mind, the less space there is for these negative thoughts, for you to ruminate over your insecurities and your flaws and shit. And the one last thing I want to add is that life is supposed to be difficult. Life is supposed to have challenges that you're supposed to face, but you need to be able to level up your skills to solve those challenges. And the only way to do that is by actually getting the experience to level up those skills. And so that you make life more enjoyable, more fun, and that living in the real world is so much more enjoyable than anything you could ever imagine. And so that's how you solve your social anxiety.